Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. Today we return to a subject that I have discussed many times in the past and which I suspect I will be discussing many times in the future because there are so many examples that keep cropping up. I speak, of course, of liberal media bias. I have a fantastic example today of both bias and the way the media buries stories. We've been talking about, of course, the Hunter laptop story, how the media buried that going up to the November 3rd election. Now we're talking about, or I'm talking about, the Georgia runoff election coming up in just a couple of weeks. Well, one of the candidates, Raphael Warnock, one of the Democratic candidates, some embarrassing news came out about him, news that you surely have read about on conservative websites, conservative media, and maybe a little bit in the mainstream or liberal media, but not very much. Well, let's go right to the headline and I'll give you some quotes from the article and then, let's start with that and then go on from there. So here's the headline, quote, "I can't believe he would run me over," unquote. Warnock, this is Raphael Warnock, one of the two Democratic Senate candidates in Georgia, the other being Jon Ossoff. Warnock's wife says Georgia Democratic Senate candidate, again Raphael Warnock, quote, "crossed the line," unquote, in newly released police video. As you'll see, newly released but not newly recorded. This was recorded in March, way back in March. Why was this not announced then? Because Warnock, Raphael Warnock, was an announced Senate candidate at that time. So let me give you some quotes from the article and then I'm going to show you a video and then my comment. Last March, Georgia Democratic Senate candidate Reverend Raphael Warnock and his wife were going through a divorce when one morning police were called to the house to investigate a domestic abuse complaint. Warnock's wife, Ulye Ndoye, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, says that Warnock ran over her foot with the car. Warnock said he didn't think he did. Later examination showed no obvious injury to his wife's foot, but police body cam footage shows his tearful wife claiming that Warnock is a, quote, "great actor," unquote, and, quote, "he is phenomenal at putting on a very good show," unquote. The incident occurred last March. Why is it only now we're seeing the body cam footage? Warnock was running for senator at the time, something his wife alludes to in the video. She said in the video that, quote, "all he cares about is his reputation," unquote. It was obvious that it was all the media cared about too. If, and this is the important part, pay attention, if it had been a Republican candidate, the body cam footage would have been released the next day and the video edited to show only the wife's side of the dispute. Women's groups would have demanded the GOP candidate withdraw, and criticism would have been directed at police for not arresting the Republican candidate and throwing him in jail. I've referred to this video now a couple of times. Here is the video. Watch.
This man's running for United States Senate, and all he cares about right now is his reputation. I work at the mayor's office, and this is a big problem. I've been trying to be very quiet about the way that he is for the sake of my kids and his reputation. I've tried to keep the way that he acts under wraps for a long time, and today he crossed the line. So that is what is going on here, and he's a great actor. He is phenomenal at putting on a really good show.
Welcome back. You saw the video. Now, continuing from the article, it is astounding that there wasn't one media outlet that sought the footage prior to this. No, it's not astounding. It's what I would expect these days. It's par for the course for the liberal media. They just weren't curious, and they did not want the voters of Georgia to know about this incident. But now that the cat is out of the bag, Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler plans on making full use of the footage, which I take to mean we're going to see campaign ads with this footage, as we should. But again, we should have been seeing this footage way back in March. That would have killed Warnock's candidacy right there, or it should have. But well, we'll see what happens now. I have a feeling that even with well, you can see right here. In fairness, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is one of the main papers in Georgia, they did cover this in an article, but that's about all you can say, is that they covered it, as you'll see in a moment. But first, just to finish up with this article, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is one of the main papers in Georgia, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution quotes Loeffler's statement, quote, "Domestic abuse is a very serious issue, and this new body cam footage is certainly difficult to watch," unquote, Loeffler said. Quote, "Georgians deserve answers to these very serious allegations, and his ex-wife's voice deserves to be heard," unquote. And remember, don't forget, Christine Blasey Ford, her testimony at the hearing for now Justice Brett Kavanaugh, and the constant litany that we heard at that time and in times previous in other hearings and similar incidents, whenever a Republican is up for anything, that all women must be believed. If a woman makes a complaint against a man, at least against a Republican man, she must be taken seriously. She must be more than taken seriously. She must be believed. And obviously there's a double standard here because, well, as the article says, the last quote from the article, multiply that statement, what Loeffler just said, by 10 times and you'd get an idea of the reaction if Warnock had been a Republican. I think that is it's just obvious. It is just obvious. So I'll just close here with a headline from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the Metro section. I just, to be fair, just showed you that they did do an article about it. But here is the headline from December 23rd. So you're seeing this the day after I'm recording this vlog. But look at this headline. Candidates preparing for final push of campaign. No mention of this body cam footage, number one. Number two, but look at these headlines, how biased they are. Look at the one for Kelly Loeffler. Losing moderate image, Loeffler turns hard right. And for Warnock, and again, no mention of this incident, this domestic violence incident with his wife and the body cam footage. Untouched in first round, Warnock endures attacks. In other words, they're treating this as an attack. This body camera footage, and the wife on video, the ex-wife, now that you just saw the video, you decide how seriously it should be taken, whether it should just be buried. But all it is to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is it's an attack, and apparently praising Warnock for enduring this attack. If that is not liberal media bias, if that is not media bias, I don't know what is. And I'll just end it there, except to say that I appreciate, as I always do, spending time with me. If you could spend a little more time with me, or this is actually after the video is finished, just a little extra time for me, if not with me, to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with anybody you think would also like the video. Got any comments? Comment section below the video where you can put questions, suggestions for future topics. You could subscribe. I love getting new subscribers. You could listen to my music videos. Visit my music video channel. There's a link in the description. But most of all, come back and see me again. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.